Hi folks, in this video we're going to be talking about how to record a great audition tape without having to break the bank. Okay, so recording an audition tape is very important to having a job in the first place, or going to school, or getting into honor band, getting into All-State, etc. And knowing how to create the best tape you can to put forth your absolute best product is essential. And it's easier than you might think. So before I talk about how to actually create the tape, I want to backtrack just a little bit and talk about the process leading up to the tape, just a little bit. So we want to be sure to, about 2 to 3 months before we're going to be recording or taking an audition for that fact, we want to make sure we obtain our repertoire. And as with any audition, you really want to be sure that you get the right repertoire, the right addition if there's an addition specified, the right pieces, and the correct parts. Say you're taking a principal audition and there's a second trombone part for the Mozart Requiem on there. You're going to want to make sure you have the right part. Number 2 here is to practice your repertoire. It's really a no-brainer, but it goes without being said. Recordings are done on your own time, and you don't have that same pressure of a live audition with a committee there where you only get one shot, and there may be a little bit more leniency. If you're recording your audition, there's going to be less room for error as you had more time to really put your best product forward. This doesn't mean it will be perfect, but it does mean you had the time to put your absolute best product there. And number 3, now we'll get to our equipment stuff. We want to make sure that we, if you don't already, obtain some good equipment. Now, I have a few things that are pretty affordable, and one of them you already have in your pocket, I bet, at least half of you. Now, this is a good way of doing a tape on a budget, and also a really, really invaluable resource for recording yourself on a daily basis to practice. So these 3 small things are super great and a really affordable way to make a great tape. Number 1 is the iPhone. You already have it probably, and it sits in your pocket. iPhones, the latest models, they have great video cameras. And we don't need to be going and spending a fortune on really nice video cameras. Now, granted, the better quality stuff you want to do, sure, go for it. But to make a very good quality tape that will pass through any rounds of an audition needed, whether it be All-State or for a job or for a competition, like we all make competition recordings for ITA and ATW, etc., and for the summit for your audition tapes. The iPhone is a great start. Now, the iPhone has a great video camera, but it does not have a great microphone. And for that, I really like the Zoom IQ7. Apologize if it's a little blurry. The IQ7 picks up in a mid-side pattern, and for those of you who may not know what that means, it just means there's one microphone, as you can see, pointing forward, and one microphone that'll pick up sound from the sides. This is really nice for a good, high-quality recording for not that much. And this piece of equipment goes for only $100. So it's a lot less expensive than top-of-the-line migrophones. And then, just to make things easier, get yourself a simple phone tripod that you can put on a music stand about a 45-degree angle from you. So those are the 3 pieces of equipment that are great to make your video for your audition look and sound really good for an absolute budget. And you can use them, keep them in your case, pull that microphone out, put it into your iPhone, and record away while you practice so you can listen back to it later and take notes and get better even faster. So let's jump back to the recording process a little bit more. Now that we have our equipment and now that we've obtained our repertoire. So When you're getting ready to record, you're about 2 weeks to a month out, you're definitely going to want to start running mock auditions for your friends and for as many different instrumentalists as you can. There is a great merit to playing for brass players, but there's also even better merit for playing for strings or winds as well. You want to try to play for as many different people as you can, as many different instrumentalists. You're going to want to reserve the best space you can to record in. Now make sure this place is pretty soundproofed and good sounding as well, and it's going to make you sound your best. You always want the room to help your sound. And just keep on practicing. That's something, again, I don't need to say it, but I'm going to say it because practice is key to getting better and making a great recording. So when it's recording time, you're going to want to set up your recording equipment in your recording space. You want to make sure you place your device where this side of you, the not trombone side, is completely in view at about a 45-degree angle from where you're standing. So that would mean I would place it right about here. About 7 to 10 feet away is pretty good placement. That's where we'll be able to see you. You're going to want to set your microphone gain and go ahead and hit record. Check your loudest and your softest playing to make sure that there's no spikes and it picks you up fine. And then we'll get ready to record and go. Now the reason I say put your microphone and your camera over here is because we really want to see that side of you. We don't want to see just your trombone. We don't want to be head on either, and that's going to affect the sound and make it a lot harsher. Having the microphone off to the side will actually make your sound as good as possible. Now, when you have your recordings done, you're going to want to make sure you listen back to them before you leave your recording space, and make sure you get a few takes, a few good takes, because even after listening back to them on the spot, if you listen back to them tomorrow, you're going to find maybe a couple things that you didn't like in certain takes. So you're going to go with that best take. Now, when you're done with your recording, go ahead and repeat the recording process by reserving a room and doing it again if you need. I hope you don't, but if you do, that's what we should do to get the best recording we can. Double check to make sure that your materials are in the correct order before you submit, and make sure you recorded the right pieces. Nothing's more heartbreaking than recording the wrong piece and getting your tape rejected for not recording the right repertoire. Make sure you do that. And then when you're sure everything is right and as good as possible, send it in. And the most important step is to reward yourself after submitting that tape, because it's the most important thing to reward yourself for the smallest victories along your path to the summit. We have to be sure that we reward ourselves for the small goals, not just the big goal at the end of the tunnel. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and turn notifications on to our channel. If you have any questions about this or anything else, please feel free to email me at christopherbassett106@gmail.com. I'll see you in the next video.